There are hundreds of men imprisoned here. However, today a woman was sent in. This made everyone extremely excited. But soon they discovered, the woman was holding a note in her hand. When they opened it, the note said she would be the last one. This meant no one else would ever be sent here again. It turns out these people were trapped in a giant moving maze. Everyone was trapped in the center of the maze. The maze entrance opens punctually every morning. People would take this chance to go out, trying to find a way out of the maze. However, they'd been running for 3 whole years, but never found the exit of the maze. And by evening, the maze entrance would automatically close. At that time, monster howls would come from the outskirts of the maze. To maintain normal life in the maze, people selected the fastest runners, forming a team called the runners. Every day, the runners were responsible for going out to find an exit, while others stayed in the center building their base, growing crops to sustain their livelihood. People lived a primitive life here this way. However, due to frequent accidents in the maze, people often lost their lives. Through the mysterious passage in the maze, a new person would be sent in every month, along with some supplies. But everyone who was sent here lost their memory without exception. Just a few days ago, David was sent here while sleeping. When he woke up, he was frightened by everyone's strange smiles. He ran away, but he didn't get far before he fell. When he lifted his head again, he found himself surrounded by towering walls. Such a shocking scene left him stunned. He had also lost his memory. Paul is the captain here. He explained everything to David. Paul was the first person sent here. He had been living here for 3 years. What made David curious was, there was an entrance on one of the high walls, but Paul wouldn't tell him what was inside, only warning him never to go in. But soon David saw 2 people running out from the entrance. While he was confused, a boy nearby told him, they were the runners. Only runners were allowed to enter. Seeing that some people could go in, David couldn't resist going closer to observe. But as soon as he approached, he was pushed down by Henry, the third in command here. David was angry, demanding to know why they wouldn't let him in, or tell him what was inside. Just at that moment, suddenly a loud noise came from behind. David looked back, to find the maze entrance slowly closing. The entire maze began to move. Time passed quickly. It soon became night. At this time, loud noises came from the maze again. The vice captain said this was the maze changing, and no one had ever survived a night in the maze, because monsters appear in the maze at night. Those who had seen the monsters didn't survive, so the runners could only explore during daytime. The next day, Paul took David to the wall, asking him to carve his name. David saw some names were crossed out. Obviously, these people were no longer here. Then David went to the woods to collect some wood. But something strange happened at that moment.